Well, good afternoon everyone. After that lively introduction, it gives me great pleasure to present to you today the first world title defence of Anthony Joshua's career and journey, just some 4 weeks after that explosive electric night at the O2 Arena, when on his 16th fight he won the IBF World Heavyweight Championship, knocking out Charles Martin in just 2 rounds. In front of him is a real test. Dominic Brazil, former Olympian, the same year as Anthony Joshua, 17 wins, 15 by way of KO, and a huge test in front of Anthony Joshua, 25th of June, live on Sky Sports box office. It's a card, as always, that is contributed in the development by Anthony Joshua. So refreshing to deal with a fighter that wants to give total value for money across the board, someone that shows an interest in the undercard, and we're building a stellar card at the O2 for the 25th. The chief support, a fantastic final eliminator for the WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the World between George Groves and Martin Murray. We've got some heavyweight action to announce later this week. Young Conor Benn on the undercard as well, and a whole host of championship events kicking off from around 5 p.m. at the O2. We have a very special announcement to make today, and in a commercial world, it's one that I'm very, very proud of. It's so unusual that a fighter can cross over to the American market and we can grab the attention of a US broadcaster. Today, I'm delighted to announce that Anthony's signed a multi-fight long-term agreement with Showtime and to feature all of his bouts in America. It's a significant move for us and one that I'm very, very proud of. And to have Stephen Espinoza flying over today and Christopher Lazio from Showtime really shows their input, shows their belief, shows their desire in Anthony Joshua, and spent many years knocking at the door of Stephen and other networks in America, and Showtime have always been the network that have consistently backed what we believe in, consistently backed the future of British boxing. But this deal is so significant to the marketplace, not just in Britain, but around the world. And I just want to thank Stephen very much and say congratulations, my friend. You have a superstar on your network, and it's going to be a wonderful journey. As always, we wouldn't be here without Sky Sports. They've continuously backed boxing in the UK, continuously backed Matchroom, and of course have been there from the very beginning of Anthony Joshua's professional career. Right now, I'm going to pass over to the head of boxing for Sky Sports, Adam Smith.
Thanks, Eddie, and welcome, Stephen Espinoza. It's fantastic news that Anthony Joshua's fights will be on Showtime. We have an excellent working relationship with Showtime, although I might have to steal Paulie Malignaggi away from you from time to time. But it's terrific news. I think it's great for AJ. I think it's the perfect next move, and I think this is the perfect first defence of his world crown. In with Charles Martin, we didn't really know what we were going to expect, an unbeaten American. In comes another unbeaten American, unbeaten in 17 with 15 knockouts, who's travelled here before, who was in the London Olympics, and I know comes full of confidence that he is going to regain pride for America and rip that world title away from Anthony Joshua. As far as Anthony goes, everybody knows my opinion of him. We've been there from the very beginning. We've worked with fighters like Ricky Hatton, Joe Calzaghe, of course, David Haye, Carl Froch, Lennox Lewis, so many over the years on Sky Sports. But I believe Anthony's the first one we've taken from the very beginning, every single fight live, all around Great Britain, and showing him off to the public. I think he ticks every single box as far as commercially, professionally. I think he's an absolute great advocate for the game. What I really like, not just was his clinical performance on a very special night in April at the O2, but the way afterwards, for 45 minutes or so, he spent time with the public, having photos, signing autographs and being with them. I think that's what he brings to the table. I don't think I've ever seen that in a world heavyweight champion. And I believe that Anthony Joshua is going to be a massive, massive success for our sport and our country for years to come. I'm sure Dominic will have different ideas when he comes over. He'll train hard for the fight, and we look forward to welcoming him back for fight week on June the 25th. You'll get everything, all the fight, the build-up, the gloves are off, all the shows, the programmes, and we hope you enjoy it. It's going to be a terrific night on June the 25th. I think it really is an experience now going to an Anthony Joshua fight at the O2. And if you can't be there, it's Sky Sports box office, or as we know now, on Showtime. Delighted to be part of it again, Eddie.
Thank you, Adam. Showtime have built a wonderful calendar of events under the leadership of Stephen Espinosa on a burgeoning market. Of course, Britain is on fire at the moment. Anthony Crolla in world title action this weekend, live on Sky Sports. James De Gale just successfully defended his world title. In a couple of weeks, on a Saturday, Ricky Burns bids to become a three-weight world champion, and the day after, at Everton Football Club, Tony Bellew looks to reenact the final scenes of Creed and become the cruiserweight champion of the world. As I said, it's a huge honour to welcome Stephen Espinosa here today, and we thank him for his belief and, as far as I'm concerned, the network to be with in America right now, and the platform for Anthony Joshua to display his talents. Stephen, welcome, and a few words.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Eddie, and thank you, Adam. Looking forward to continuing our working relationship. Eddie, you're absolutely right. British boxing is at an all-time high. There are more UK world champions at this point than any point in history, certainly more than any other country, including the United States. Boxing is such a global sport, more so than ever before. And I don't need to tell all of you who have been seeing Anthony and his fights and explain his global potential as well. Showtime has become the home of the best boxers in the United States and in the world. Our commitment to our viewers, our subscribers, is to find the best boxers and bring them to us. And lately, that's been a lot of UK boxers. We have featured Kell Brook, George Groves, James De Gale multiple times, Carl Frampton, Billy Joe Saunders, and the Lee fight. So this is a commitment that we've made for quite some time, and we're happy to extend it again to what we believe is one of the future stars of the sport. But I'd be remiss if I didn't also mention that there's someone up here who really couldn't care less about the Sky TV deal or the Showtime TV deal. He's 6'7", and he's also an undefeated fighter. Dominic Brazil is someone we have featured on Showtime. He's someone we also identified as a very talented young heavyweight. He's also undefeated in many ways. He's been on a parallel path since the Olympics, as Anthony has. So as exciting as this announcement is, this matchup of two gargantuans, quite honestly, in the heavyweight division, and we're very excited to see it. Thanks. Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, Stephen. Dominic, welcome. Flew in this morning, and a big opportunity for you. You've heard, of course, the commercial deals, like Stephen said. I'm sure you couldn't really care less about them. A huge opportunity for you on June the 25th to become the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie, for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here in London. It's always good to get back. Can't wait to get back in June. Like you're saying, man, I can't really care less about the deals AJ's got going on with Sky Sports or Showtime. All I can do is prepare for my own and get ready for June 25th. I'm excited, man. I wish it was this weekend, but unfortunately, I got to wait another 4 or 5 weeks, maybe even 6, and get this show rocking and rolling. It's going to be one that you'll never forget.
Obviously, we've seen your countryman Charles Martin over here. Big fight for Anthony at the time. Many disappointed with his performance. I know you've been quite vocal in your opinions of his performance and stating that this one's not going to go down like that.
Yeah, Charles Martin came over here and dropped the ball. He wasn't prepared for it. A guy like Anthony Joshua, a guy like myself, we're big stature guys who punch with a lot of power, and you got to prepare for that. I'm hoping Anthony Joshua's preparing to be in a war and a dogfight, because that's what we're going to bring. Two Olympians. We both got to the best of our country for a reason, and June 25th is going to be one of those fights that neither nor I or Anthony Joshua's ever going to forget.
And obviously, two huge punching heavyweights. 15 KOs in your 17 wins, 16 KOs in Anthony's 16 wins. Unlikely to hear the final bell either of you.
No, definitely not. I'm not coming here to hear the final bell. I'm not coming here to wait for the judges to give a score. And I'm coming out guns blazing, and I'm coming to knock Anthony Joshua out.
Anthony, obviously, around 4 weeks since you captured that title, everybody seemed to celebrate hard apart from yourself. You've had a few commitments, but straight back to it, and looking forward to defending your world title back at the O2.
Yeah, definitely. I think, firstly, thank you, Sky, Showtime, Dominic Brazil and the team for coming over and making everything happen. I know there's a lot of positive things that are happening in boxing and around my career at the minute, but as you said, you see my reactions when these things are happening, because you're only good when you're winning, and boxing is a real tough sport. Every fight could be a last fight, and that's why I take it serious, and that's why I don't really let the success get to my head. And I've had some failures, you know, I'm sure I took some losses and I didn't really let that bother me. I just kept on going, and that's the mentality, just to keep on rolling and try and make the most of my time while I'm here.
Obviously, a young undefeated heavyweight. This is your 4th consecutive undefeated fighter
Yeah.
that you bring. You know Dominic Brazil, you know him, you've seen him in the amateurs, and it was a fight you were excited about when I mentioned, because you know it's going to be explosive.
Yeah, me and Dominic are very equal, you know. 17 fights, 16 fights, professional around the same time, and we've been in the game around the same time. So it's a very equal fight. I think he's my 4th undefeated fighter I'll be fighting, and it's a great opportunity as well with the link up with an American TV network and Dominic coming over here as well. So he gets to announce himself in the UK. I can announce myself in America. And then the best man will always come out on top. And it's a great time for both of us to announce ourselves and may the best man win.
Finally, obviously, there's been a huge amount of attention on you, pre-world title, post-world title. Many seeing you as a big favourite in this fight as well. How important is it, like Dominic said, not to drop the ball?
Never,
like Charles Martin?
never. That'll be the biggest mistake. You know, this bad boy, I respect the governing body and so on, but you know, I would rather not have this up here because I'm an underdog. I've got to keep that mentality. Trust me, I'm far from dropping the ball ever while I'm training and while I'm fighting. So I'll be ready. And you got to understand, you said it's 4, 5, 6 weeks. We're 7 weeks away. You got to know your days. You know, I take training camp very seriously. I know every day, every hour what I've got to do to manipulate this day to be ready June 25th. So 7 weeks and I'll be ready. I'll be ready to fight again.
Thank you, Anthony. As you may have seen, tickets for this event sold out in just 30 minutes. A phenomenal box office success both on screen and at the live gate. And we look forward to this journey continuing June 25th at the O2 Arena, the first defence of Anthony Joshua's world heavyweight title. We're going to have a photo opportunity up here now, and then we're going to break for one-on-ones with Anthony and Dominic. And thanks for coming, and we hope to see you very soon. Thank you.